Hey everyone, my name is Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to episode 6 of Let's Talk Gaming. In today's video, I will be talking with my friend Damien the Boat. We'll be having a lovely discussion about The Last of Us Part 2, a game that was released last year. Both of us have very interesting opinions on this game, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys this video. It's audio only, treat it like a podcast. On the screen there will be some clips and footage of the game itself. Warning, it will be spoilers throughout the game, so if you are somebody who wants to play the game and hasn't played it yet, it's probably best to click off this video and not continue. But if you're somebody who doesn't care about spoilers or has played the game before, then by all means you will love this video. Also, be sure to check out Damien. A link to his Twitch channel will be in the description below. Anyway guys, let's talk gaming. I think we started speaking about this. I remember you streaming The Last of Us 2 a good 8 months ago, I think.
I completed.
I think it was at the start of this year, and then I remember dropping in and watching you play it for a bit, and then I was like, oh, I want to talk to you about your opinion on this game, but I can't until you finish it. And I think you were just about to come up to the part where you fight the Rat King.
Yeah.
I think that's when it was, and I thought, oh, I can't wait for him to finish it just so I can talk. And it's because, like, so many people that we bother with in our little like community, like no one's played this game. Like, I don't think Jack's played it because I was talking to him last week and I was saying to him, oh, you should give this game a go, I think you'd like it.
Didn't know Jack played it.
He hasn't played it.
What?
He hasn't played it, so that's why I was saying to him, you should give it a go because this is the sort of game I think you'd love. And then Rex also doesn't care about these games. I don't think Cucumber's played this. I don't think Key has played this. So literally, like, it's me and you, I think, and that's it.
Wait, I thought you. Wait, but didn't you tell Panda to play it?
She hasn't played it, but she's watched.
Keep in mind, it's before I found out you sold it.
Well, she watched me play quite a bit of it. I've also watched quite a lot of it on YouTube because there's been a lot of like reviews and like critiques and stuff of the game, and it's interesting just sort of getting people's opinions, because it's one of those games which divides opinions on people either love it or hate it. There's very few people in between.
Definitely, yeah.
So
I finished the game last month.
Okay, so how long did it take for you to finish the game?
I think I started playing it like Christmas last year.
Yeah.
No, but I thought I had work. I literally don't know. No, I don't remember when I played it the first time.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Last year, but.
So I played it literally when it came out. I pre-ordered it from Game, and when the game came out, it was like when the pandemic was only a few months in, and I was actually home working for a few weeks, so it worked out perfectly because I was actually home. Like, I was in work half the time, but then we had like a rota where we couldn't like all be in work at the same time because of like social distancing and stuff. So literally we'd be home, but we couldn't actually work. So I had like a day or 2 days here and there every week where I literally just sitting on my ass waiting for the phone to go. And I didn't most of the time, so I could literally play on the PlayStation for a bit until things happened. So I spent a lot of my time just playing this game constantly. So I think I probably finished it about 2 weeks after I had the game, but I played the game non-stop, like in the daytime and in the evenings and all weekend. What do you think of the developer's decision to kill Joel at the start of the game?
Well, first things first, I want to know why they decided during the whole advertisement period, like the chosen now, like why did they show stuff with Joel in it that he wasn't even a part of?
I know, it was so cheeky, wasn't it? Because I think there's a scene in particular in the trailer where
when Ellie gets her belt covered, she turns around and it's not Joel, it's someone else.
Yeah, it's a hand just goes on her shoulder and then she turns around, and in the trailer it's Joel's face, but in the game itself it's actually that Asian dude.
Wow.
What's
don't even know his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Jesse.
There you go. Jesse.
Yeah, in the game it's actually Jesse, but they falsely advertised it. I mean, Joel is in the game, like in flashbacks and stuff, but you never play as him apart from the opening of the game when you first play. But I don't know. Do you think he had to die in this game?
To be honest, no, I don't.
They could have probably kept him alive in this game.
They could have tried to kill him, but I don't think he should have died.
Because in the first game, like, obviously the climax of the first game is that he lies to Ellie about what happened with the Fireflies and being able to like save humanity and everything, and then we were supposed to get like the fallout of that, and we sort of did in like the flashback sequences and how they had a falling out and everything. And for the entirety of the game, you feel like you're playing as Ellie to avenge his death because they never had reconciliation. Yeah. But then obviously at the very end of the game you find they actually did have sort of reconciliation. It's kind of a bit weird how they didn't go all in with it. It's like, oh, by the way, I'm still mad at you, but I want to try to forgive you. And it's like, oh, so they kind of did like reconcile, so why is Ellie gone like full psycho bitch in this game? literally torturing Nora like down in the basement with like a lead pipe. Like
picking off that part, I just found out, right, that during that whole scene, you can actually hear the Rat King.
Yes, you can. Which is quite cool because the Rat King was with Abby, wasn't it? When you're playing as Abby.
Yeah, it was possible, right? It was possible that if as that's happening, Abby's probably facing the Rat King in her own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Scene, that's probably those two are probably fighting right now.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty sick.
And that's probably the nearest the two main characters in the two main playable main characters in the game are nearest to each other in the narrative until they actually meet up, because like you play day 1, day 2, day 3 as Ellie, then day 1, day 2, day 3 as Abby. I honestly would have preferred it if they had done day 1, day 1, day 2, day 2, day 3, day 3, rather than playing all of Ellie's stuff first. Only because in the intro you're literally going between the two of them anyway. Like, I just felt for pacing wise, it took me out of the game a bit when I played all of ours Ellie. I was really into the game and everything. Really enjoyed Ellie's part. Seeing her kind of downfall and going a bit crazy and stuff was quite kind of cool. Especially at the time when you're quite sad that Joel is dead, and you're quite sort of angry and upset by it. And
I was pissed.
Oh yeah, I think most people were, weren't they? And then you're kind of like, oh, they didn't reconcile. Oh my god, I feel her pain. Oh my god, I feel how angry and upset she is over everything. And then all of a sudden you get that climax where Abby bursts into the room, headshots Jesse, shoots Tommy, so you think Tommy's dead, and then it sort of cuts to black then when she got to get out on Ellie. You think, oh my god, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden then your child Abby walking in the grass in this like forest, and you're meeting up with her dad trying to save a zebra. Just such a like weird twist. And then you end up playing the next like 8 or 9 hours as Abby.
Yeah, like what? Like all of a sudden, boom! What a year or 2 year time skip, and like all of a sudden, like you just forced me to be delivering shite out of Ellie as Abby. And
yeah, I know.
Also, I'm boom, 2 year time skip.
Yeah, it's weird the way they did it. I would have much preferred it if they had done like your day 1 with Ellie and then your day 1 with Abby as well. I feel like that would work better, because you know when you're playing as Ellie, like you kill the girl with like the PSP, don't you, in the cutscene, and then you kill the guy who's attacking
PSP actually, but like
yeah, Vita, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kill the girl with the Vita. You stab the guy in the neck who tries taking you. You kill a couple other people. They're all like people who are linked to Abby, like friends of hers and stuff. And then, but you don't actually know they're friends of Abby and stuff until you play Abby's section. And then it's like, oh, day 1 with Abby, you're all in that stadium. Oh, look, she's having these conversations with people. Do you know how the story ends? I would have preferred it if like you played like Abby's section first to get to meet them, and then you transition back to Ellie. You play like her day 1, and then you've actually gone and killed that person that she's spoken to. That would have been cool, because at least that way then you would have built up that bit of relationship to you, the player, and then you also would have had the payoff then of, oh, I've just killed someone who's close to Abby. It was kind of weird when you played, you killed them all as Ellie, and then when you play as Abby, you got to try and give a shit. It's like, I don't really give a shit about VR, Vita lady or whoever, because I know they're dead. So it just took me out of it a little bit. But
yeah, I think they're trying to like like as Ellie, you don't know who they are. Like you just I mean, like in her mind, they're in the way. And the only way that she's gonna get him out of the way is to shoot him or kill him.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
when you play as Abby, you see and understand Abby's connection to the said character.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I forgot uh his name, but the dog, um, one of the dogs
Oh,
that you kill, and
yeah.
and as Abby in day one, you literally play around with the dog. It's like, oh my god, I absolutely, and I love dogs. That hurt me more than most people, but I love dogs, and that hurt me.
Yeah.
Like, you just forced me to kill a dog that's alien, and you're forcing me. Well, not forced. Well, I chose to, but and and I've just chosen to play with this dog who's gonna die in 2 days.
Yeah. I know it is
That
weird the
was
way they
so
did it.
heartbreaking.
It was really heartbreaking that part, but they could have done that part better. It's like if you played that part as Abby first, and then you get that relationship with the dog, and then you play as Ellie a couple hours down the line, and you kill that dog, you've got the payoff. There's something I watched the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it was something to do with The Last of Us, and it was they used this quote from like this famous movie person from back in like the 40s or 50s. I can't remember the guy's name, and basically it was a quote, and he said about the idea of selling stuff to your audience, like selling an idea, and it's something like you got a bunch of people in a meeting room, and they're talking about boring stuff, right? And then say I don't know, ice skating. They are 5 minutes talking about ice skating in a meeting room. And then a bomb goes off at the end of that 5 minutes. So basically, that 5 minutes is boring, is mundane, and then something exciting happens at the very end. We hope for a reaction. Now, they said if you have that same meeting again, but in that 5 minute period, you tell them they and then that there's a bomb that's going to go off in 5 minutes. All of a sudden, that 5 minutes becomes more entertaining because rather than talking about the ice skating and stuff, they're going to be talking about other things to try and escape this bomb, and then the bomb goes off. So it's about like
Kind of
having
like
like
one of those things where like you go about your day, like like the entire day happens, you go to sleep, all the time you wake up, and then you realize it's the exact same day,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like that kind of stuff, and you gotta like so like so like you go through the day, try doing like doing different stuff, but then you realize how do I get out of this? Because every day, like for example, today's Monday. Every day is Monday. How am I gonna get to Tuesday?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all to do with like how you sort of treat your audience, and I feel like The Last of Us Two, gameplay wise, is great. Graphically, it's one of the best looking games of the last
Oh hell yeah,
generation,
definitely yeah.
easily. I remember playing the game when they were first in the settlement at the start. I was mesmerized just by walking around the settlement with Ellie and just watching the zips on her backpack bounce up and down as she's walking, and like the physics of her backpack as it bounces up and down off her shoulder. Like in most video games, like they don't like design that sort of stuff. It's just like a fixed backpack that doesn't really move. But I just little things like that, like the footprints in the snow, how like the snow and like the mud and stuff, the imprint it leaves on like her shoes. When she gets out of water, do you see the water still dripping off her that later on? Just things like that. Very,
Oh
very
yeah,
small things, but you add them all up, and it's so amazing the attention to detail and the amount of
yeah.
work that goes into it.
Like like the footprints on the snow, footprints in the mud. For example, just the little things, you know, just little tiny details that
Yeah, yeah,
make the game
like
beautiful.
everything with the game up, apart from the story itself, it's like a 10 out of 10. Like the music, the atmosphere, some of the bosses you fight, you can just go on and on and on. But the story itself, I feel like if they just changed a few things with the story, if they changed the order of how you play as the characters so the story flows better, I think it'd be a much better game overall. Like, if you were to give it a score out of 10, what would you give it, out of curiosity?
That's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, so you're just short of that 10 out of 10, aren't you?
Yeah, just short. Yeah, just
Yeah,
short.
I feel the same. Like I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10 as well. But I just feel like there's a few things they could do that would make it better, and it's all to do with the story more than anything else. Everything else is perfect, but it's just the story could have a bit of tweaking, change the order of things. Because I liked Abby as a character. I actually thought she was a
Yeah.
good character, and it's what the series needed.
Hey, yeah.
But like for example, I would be interested if they did another game now, or a DLC or something, the focus with Abby, so we get to explore what happens with her story. Like she, at the end of the game, she runs off with that Seraphite character. Is it Yara or
You have bad names, you know that. You have bad names.
Yara was the sister, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah, they are. Right, let me find out.
Lev.
There?
Lev was the character. Yeah. Lev and Yara, they were the two Seraphites. Well, Abby runs off with Lev. At the very end of the game, well, I say runs off. She sails off on the boat. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's Lev.
yeah, it's Lev. What happens like after that? Like, that's the story Naughty Dog have got as a possible like DLC or something. Like, what happens to them? Do they survive? Do they meet up with another group? Does Abby want to go back for revenge on Ellie? Considering that all of Abby's friends got murdered in the game by Ellie, will she want to go back for her? Will they even have a conversation?
Well, mostly by Ellie, partly by Tommy. If you remember, some of her friends were killed by Tommy before Ellie got to the place.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I think for example, the hotel, we get there, and I think one or two of Abby's friends is already killed by Tommy.
yeah, that's like the
Mostly
only time
by Ellie, yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the only time they really talk, isn't it? Is when they like literally, if they sat down and had 5 minutes talking, they'd probably learn so much about each other because it's like I kind of wish they did it in the game, but it's like Ellie could literally turn around to Abby and go, "Why did you kill him? Why did you kill Joel?" And then Abby can go, "Joel killed my father," and then you'll go, Joel's not like that. And then all of a sudden, then Ellie's got this kind of dilemma because in the first game, Joel's like a hero to her. He's like a dad figure in a way. So then she's got a dilemma of, oh shit, he's not actually as good as I remember him as, or as good as I think he is. Like having that moral kind of dilemma would have been really cool if they explored it a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something they could have perhaps did in the game, maybe.
Like this whole thing, like half the game could have ended just if they talk.
Exactly.
Just like these two talk, that's it, boom, 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 end the story.
So this is something I wanted to mention too. So at the very end of the game, Ellie, after she has her big battle with Abby, she walks back to the house that she was staying with her girlfriend.
Yeah.
I can't remember her girlfriend's name though. I'm terrible with names. Can you remember her name? Because I can't. It'll probably come back to me at some point.
Oh my god. I'm going to do it up again.
But anyway, she walks back, and obviously the girlfriend and the baby have left, and the house is empty apart from all of Ellie's stuff. Ellie goes upstairs, goes through some of her old comics and stuff. She finds the guitar. She goes and plays the guitar. It's quite a sad, somber moment, isn't it, when she goes to play the guitar? Her two fingers. Dina, that's the one. Dina, thank you. She goes and plays the guitar. She's got her 2 fingers that have been bitten off by Abby, so she can't play the guitar properly. She puts the guitar down. She wanders off and she leaves. And it's quite a somber, sad moment because it's like, oh, she can't play the guitar and she's on her own in the world. Yeah?
Yeah. If
now,
you actually see my stream, right, of when I first played it, I had like 2 reactions to it.
Yeah? What were they like?
Well, one was that I fucking told you so, because just the way Dina was talking to Ellie at the end, before Ellie ran off, I was like, so I'm like, I don't think she'll be here when we come back. And 2, this is what you get for your need of vengeance. Your need of vengeance costs you your fingers. It costs you it costs you the things you needed to play a guitar that your father figure, so that a person you consider your father, that he taught her to play the guitar, but as soon as Tommy told her that where Abby might be, she can't have it. She needs that vengeance. She needs to go out there and she needs to kill Abby.
Exactly, yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? But what I wanted to mention to you was, it's something I only recently learned in a YouTube video that was studying this, but she walks off, she's on her own, and as far as you're aware, she's failed. Dina's gone back to the settlement and left her. Where does Ellie go now? She go looking for Dina? Does she start fresh somewhere new, etc.? Well, when she goes to play the guitar, you'll notice on her wrist, she has a bracelet that's on her wrist. That's a bracelet that was given to her previously by Dina, which she wasn't wearing when she left. So apparently the theory goes that she's actually just gone back to the house just to get the guitar, and she's actually with Dina. But it's all done to kind of subvert kind of your expectations of where she is and come to your own kind of conclusions. But she's got the bracelet on. Like, if you go and watch the final scene and stuff, you'll see her.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until recently. But yeah, she's got the bracelet on her wrist. She hasn't got the bracelet on her wrist when she leaves Dina. But Dina gave her that as a gift in the game. So it's like, oh, so she's put that back on. So surely she's gone and met up with Dina or something to that effect. It's interesting. I'll have to link that to you and show you.
Yeah. Also, the one thing I did like about playing Abby is that when I was playing as Ellie, right, I wanted to obviously kill Abby, just kill Joel, which I love
Yeah.
Joel. I love Joel. So as I'm playing Abby, I want to kill her more and more and more. And the more of her fish I killed, the more I wanted to kill her.
Yeah.
But boom, I play as Abby, right? I'm playing as Abby. I'm getting her story. I'm getting her side of the story. And the more I play her, the more I'm like, I don't want to kill you anymore. I feel sad for you.
I found Abby.
I'm feeling sad for the bad guy of the entire story.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty interesting. Like, you do feel like you're the bad guy when you play as Ellie to an extent sometimes. And I did find with Abby, she's quite a likable character. Like, there's quite a lot of stuff with Abby that I actually enjoyed. I like the fact that the game, you basically have two main female protagonists who are very grey characters, but like, it's interesting the dilemma that they find themselves in this world. Like, Ellie, she's obviously suffering because of the loss of Joel and everything, and her whole game is basically like a vengeance plot. And then you've got Abby, she's portrayed certainly at the start as the villain, but by the end of the game she's not the villain. She's just someone who she cares about people. But I do find it very interesting, right, how she, after her day one, she sleeps with her friend, the guy that she was kind of having a on-off relationship with on the boat.
Why?
I can't remember his name. There's another name I can't remember.
I know
that dude. Yeah. So
why?
Yeah. So they sleep together, and then she has a nightmare, doesn't she? And in her nightmare, she sees the two Seraphites, Yara and Lev, basically strung up and hung on a tree, and all of a sudden she starts feeling guilty because they helped her survive earlier on. So because they helped her, she feels the need she has to go back and save them. Now, in the start of the game, Joel helps her and saves her life. But she obviously kills him. I just feel like they could have executed the Joel's death they could have done better with. I feel like she should have had that dilemma of, can I take his life like this sort of thing, or at least she should have been sort of talked into it or talked out of it sort of thing, and then it happened. I feel like that should have took place, and that would have solved that problem. But because later in the game someone helps her and she feels the need she has to go back and help them, it just felt a bit out of character, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I completely understand that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's like, I mean, I'm playing as Abby. I don't know. I can't remember what we're doing as her when we first play her, but we're just walking around trying to survive from these infected. Also, and boom, Joel and Tommy save us. And now knowing what I know, because I played it all the time, I mean, she must have been dead set, like 100% dead set on killing Joel in order to do what she did.
yeah.
After they got to safety.
Yeah, I just find it hard to believe that, because if the way I see it is, you meet all of her friends, right? They're all there when Joel gets executed and Tommy gets beaten up, and you meet them all later in the game. You had like the pregnant lady. You had Owen. I remember his name now. Owen, who was like the on-off boyfriend. You had Nora, who's the one that got beaten to death by Ellie. You had Manny, who was like the Hispanic guy, and a few others. You meet them all and have conversation with them all, and they don't seem like super bad people. They're just people in an apocalypse trying to survive. So you find it hard to believe that Abby is there with a gun to this man's head, or a bat in this case, basically threatening to kill him in front of all these people, and not one of them like stands up and goes, "Hey, have you thought about this? Are you sure about this?" Like, they just let her carry on, and it's kind of weird. It's like, what is this faction, and what is this killing all about? Like, what's going on? I just feel like they could have done a better way, where she could have threatened to kill him. Maybe the pregnant lady and Owen take her to one side out of the room, and they go, "Are you sure about this? Because this is going to stay with you for the rest of your life," sort of thing. And she could be like, "Oh, I don't know." Then maybe Manny could come in and say something like, "Hey, you've come this far now. Surely you've been looking for him. Just give us a bit more context before you go ahead with it." Just to give us a bit more of an idea of Abby's character before you actually play as her. Because don't forget, after Joel gets killed, you don't play as Abby for a good 10 hours or so.
Well, give or take, yeah.
That happens, you hate her for 10 hours, and all of a sudden you're playing as her.
Yeah,
So
like, you literally don't know where she's not seen on your screen until she shoots
until she got a gun until she shoots, I can't remember his name. Asian dude.
mention his name. We have just mentioned his name. Oh my god, where is it?
I mentioned his name earlier, and then I just totally forgot. Jesse, I can remember it now. Jesse.
Alright, cool, there we go. We are bad at names.
You can tell some of these characters weren't that memorable when you can't remember most of their names.
Like, I know his face, but I don't know his name. Why, see me?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, how they did it. What do you think of the Rat King? I got mentioned this to you. The Rat King in the hospital. What were your thoughts when you were playing that as Abby?
Well, when you and Taz teased it to me. When I first told you that I was playing this game, you said your first question to me was, "Am I at the hospital?" I was like, "What hospital?" And you're like, never mind.
Yeah, it's such a fun part to play.
And I get there. I'm at I found out. So I get told by some friends everywhere. I get told that it is ground zero. This entire hospital was basically where patient zero for Seattle came.
Yeah, the backstory is really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if you go around the hospital finding these notes, you find out what happened during day one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
and
cool.
yeah, so I'm in the dark here. So I'm figuratively and literally in the dark. So I'm in the dark, right? I'm, trying to, stop myself from the tree because I'm literally getting scared. Because I'm literally getting scared shitless now. Like, because I'm in a place full of zombies. Well, quote unquote zombies, right? I try and find medicine for Lev and like Lev and that. But I find it, right? Right? I find it in an ambulance. So right. But also keep in mind, but before this, I tried to get into a door. All of a sudden, I hear some thing in the door space. Like, what the fuck is that? What's that sound? Who? What is that? So long story short, I get to evidence. Right, I find the medicine. Right, all happy days. Then I hear it again. But it's in the same fucking room with me. Not like other. So I see the camera just padding around behind Abby as this, as the fucking noise is also, going towards the ambulance, and then I see it. I legit got off my chair and left the room. I have it flipped on my Twitch. I left the room. What the hell was that thing? And then, and as I'm finding it, as I'm literally finding it, I realized it's not just one flipping thing. There's like 5 or 6
Yeah, it just mutates,
stalkers.
doesn't it? Yeah.
The 6 stalkers stuck together. It's a literal rat king.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a literal rat king. If you look on Google, type in rat king, you'll see what I mean by that.
Yeah, it's a really awesome part to play. It's very much. It's probably the most horror the game does.
Definitely. I mean, this is an I had. It was by far the most unstoppable boss that I have ever fought. Because before the fight, I was stacked up on ammo. I just got a flamethrower, which can
Yeah.
basically take down some reason one go. I had actually like 10 ammo on my rifle, pistol. Well, not pistol, my rifles. Like I basically had a ton of ammo. I kill him. I'm lit, and so long story short, I kill the damn thing finally, and I don't have any ammo left, but like five bullets in my pistol. It took that much to kill it.
Yeah, it's an insane beast, isn't it?
Yeah, and this thing's a one-shot kill, right? If it kills us, we're dead.
Yeah, it
There's
makes you
no hope of
think.
escape.
It does make you think of how you want to play it.
Yeah, like
It's just such a memorable part to the game, I thought, and it reminds me a lot of Resident Evil, like especially when you play like Resident Evil 6, those kind of games where you have these big boss fights and you end up killing them, and then they just morph into like smaller versions of it. Like that's what I thought when I was playing this. Is like Resident Evil.
yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, it's like having to run away from those monsters and then also boom, boss fight. Like, oh my god. I still get chills when I look at it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if you think about it, right, they locked down the hospital, right? They locked down the room that it was in. So I actually saw a YouTube video, right, about the whole whacking. Apparently, there were like 20 infected in one room. They locked the doors, right?
yeah.
And over time, the more mutated they get, the more stronger they get. And they become bloaters, they become shamblers, and then over time they became the goddamn whacking.
Yeah, I quite like the Shamblers. I thought they were a pretty cool addition to the game.
Yeah, they actually freaked me out. I mean that was the only. Well, apart from the whacking, that was actually the only new enemy in the entire game. Well, and
Yeah,
dogs, I think, and dogs.
yeah. The dog's pretty brutal because you have to like target the dog first of all, because if you killed like the master or if you kill a different like guard or something, like the dog will come straight for you.
Oh, yeah,
They were,
definitely.
and they were so quick and so hard to take out. You wanted to like be stealthily and try and take
Yeah,
out the dog first.
but I love dogs. Every time I had to kill a dog, it hurts because I love dogs, man. Like, they hurt. Why can't give me a cat? I'll shoot a cat. Give me a cat. I'll shoot a
I,
cat.
I think a lot of the dogs in the game you can try and avoid. You can kind of like sneak around most enemies, and certainly I've seen a video where someone like got like a bunch of the infected to chase them, like 20 of them. I know the section where you go into like the crafting table and then an enemy attacks you. They literally did it on that part. So whereas the enemy comes in to attack them and you end up having like a melee fight with them, instead there's just a horde of like infected just right behind you, killing the guards that were there. So you actually like caused inadvertently the two factions to fight each other, and you could just sneak around and wait for them all to kill each other and die. It's amazing. It's a really cool
That's messed
video.
up.
Yeah, you
That's
could
messed up.
like you could literally do that. You could literally just get like a brick or something, get like a load of the infected to chase you, run into like the next section where you know there's going to be enemies, just
Yeah.
run into their line of fire, don't get shot, and then let them all just kill each other. Like
Yeah.
you can play that passively, and it's great. Like if you wanted to conserve ammo, like if you want to conserve ammo, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, just if you needed to kill and just just
Yeah,
lead a whole herd of infected to then.
yeah. Have you seen the news of the Netflix show?
Oh, no. I saw a screenshot of the first look of Ellie and Joel. That's it.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be next year. So the person playing Ellie is Bella Ramsey. She plays the little girl, the little Mormont girl in Game of Thrones.
Oh my god, yeah, I loved her.
Yeah, she'd be perfect for
She
Ellie,
was
wouldn't she?
she was sick. Yeah.
And the guy playing Joel is Pedro Pascal, who played Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones, and he also plays the Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian himself.
Yeah, so I think they're two really good choices, and I can picture both of them being those characters as well.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, me too. I mean, I am I am hopeful that this show would. Well, yeah, sorry. I hope that the show is good because it's actually one of my most excited TV shows to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Lord of the Rings Amazon show is definitely my top. Like, it's still my top, but it is close to my like second or third top. show to watch.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I used to love The Walking Dead years ago. I used to watch it religiously, but the last few seasons of it, I just didn't watch. I just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
lost in.
definitely. Yeah.
I just lost interest with the show. I felt like the show lost its way, and whereas the show was like, where Shined was like the main cast, the main characters, and their kind of perils going through this apocalypse, and
Yeah.
I just found they had so many new characters, and you wouldn't have like you'd have the main camp, but then you'd have like 3 or 4 episodes away from the main story with some character that I don't really care about, and that
Yeah.
happened all the time, and I just didn't bother watching it. So for
Yeah.
me, like The Last of Us, because I'm obviously really, I'm a big fan of the game. I've played the 2 games now. I'm interested in like the lore, and I'm looking forward to the Netflix show and everything. So for me, this could like replace The Walking Dead and hopefully be a really good apocalyptic show.
Wait. It's on Netflix.
It's going to be on Netflix.
Oh, I thought it was like just a TV show. Sick. Yeah.
I think
Hallelujah.
yeah, Netflix. So yeah, hallelujah. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. It's gonna be interesting to see like if they bring in like Abby, characters like that from like the second game, or if they do kill Joel off in this show, or if they keep him alive for a few seasons, or like how they're gonna do it is gonna be interesting.
I think they're just going for the first game. And that's it.
Yeah,
Also,
but
a
then
bit of a controversial topic here, but the backlash the actors got for the game was
yeah.
completely unnecessary.
Oh, Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey was the main one that had the backlash. She does the
He
voice
got death
acting.
threats. He got death threats because he voiced a character who was muscular.
Yeah, she
Women can
voiced
be
Abby.
muscular too, you know.
Yeah, like I didn't get that. Like going back to my point earlier about how I appreciated what the show did with the game did with the 2 female protagonists. Like Abby and Ellie are so different in their own ways, but it's great. And like Abby's character, like she starts off as a stereotypical, I guess, teenager. Watches her dad dies, goes on this like revenge thing, realizes she's gonna have to toughen up and stuff, and then she bulks up because she believes as a character that's what she needs to do to survive in this world. And I appreciate that, and the fact that the game was willing to show that on screen and stuff was great. So the fact that people like didn't like the way the story was in the game and took their frustrations out on Laura Bailey is just disgusting. If you're one of those people, just go fuck yourself, because like that was just totally like not fair at all. Like the people that did the voice acting in the game were amazing. I thought they were all great.
Yeah, like if you're watching this now and you are one of this person, consider yourself banned from my Twitch because none of that is welcome in my Twitch.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, in my Twitch, everyone's welcome. No hate. I want everyone to be friendly to everyone. Be friends to everyone. It's that. Just be friends. Just talk to each other. Don't
Yeah,
don't threaten people's lives because of one. Don't threaten a woman's life because she forces a character in a game.
I know exactly. Like if you're the sort of person that goes around down to like bully people online and stuff just because someone you don't agree with something in like your favorite game or something, then it says a lot about you as a person.
Yeah, it's like recently, like real recently, right? When Dollar War Ragnarok got delayed to next year, people were hating on Santa Monica just because of that. And then Cory Ballard even himself pointed this out. Like to take the blame out of everyone, he says that it was him that chose to delay the game to next year.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks ago, we find out that the actor for Kratos actually had to have time off for a victim
Oh,
of
I saw that. Yeah,
surgery.
that's right. I did see that in the news.
Yeah, so basically everyone was being bitchy because because he had to have surgery to basically, keep what he's doing. Because he had to go off and get surgery,
Yeah, it's
and that,
ridiculous.
yeah, they were basically hating because of the fact that he had sorry, we didn't technically know until like a few weeks ago, like right now, like I think we
Yeah,
found out like only a few weeks ago, but technically you just being bitchy over that
yeah,
because he had to go because he had to do it. There was no later or the only answer the only choice he had was to have it then.
exactly. It's just crazy, isn't it? Like
Like
how low people will
people are
stoop to.
stupid sometimes. People are
They
stupid sometimes.
they are. They really are. Yeah. Well, so I think we're probably close to wrapping this up now. I've really enjoyed this talk, though. We should do this more often, certainly with games we've
Definitely.
both played. Any sort of final things you want to say about The Last of Us 2? Any
Yes.
positive things or negative things, or like
Yeah.
for me, just for me to finish my bit quickly before I let you talk. I think The Last of Us 2, like I think obviously says it's a great game and everything. I think it's one of those games that in like 5-10 years time people look back on and go, oh my god, this game was a masterpiece in its own way. I know like you might not agree with the story and stuff, but I feel like it's one of those games that sort of once you play it, it's sort of ingrained in your brain, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. 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 I know you just talked about having the story setting like day one, day two, but I actually quite enjoy having the day 1, 2, 3, day 1, 2, 3 kind of thing because I mean I spent 10 hours playing as Ellie and then I could play 10 as Abby. I mean in those 10 hours playing as Abby, I went from hating like really want to like I went to tear her apart to
Yeah,
like not wanting to play as Ellie because I don't want to kill her because as much as I love Joel, and I really do, right? I really do love Joel. I can't help but feel like Abby was justified.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know
and
what you mean.
how and when the final battle between those two at the end of the game happened, I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to press any button, but I had to because the
Yeah.
game forced me to.
Did you hate it when that happens with games, though, when they force you to do something you don't want to do?
Right, yeah, I mean, Abby right now. I mean, I mean, when you first see Abby at the end, you see the hell she's been through just by the look of her. I mean, she's been crucified. You can tell that she hasn't been eating or like kind of stuff she's cause she ain't as muscular as before. Like she's been through hell, and and Ellie just wanted revenge. Don't give a shit. She just wanted to kill her.
Yeah.
But I did say this, and I did say this to her too at the end of my stream. If I actually played this when it first came out, this actually would have been my game of the year.
Yeah.
But of course, but of course it's now 2021, and Ghost of Tsushima to that sport.
Well, Ghost of Tsushima came out like a month after, didn't it?
Yeah,
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 that's why I didn't play it
yeah,
until this year.
yeah. I didn't play Last of Us, I think, until like December of last year, and I'd completed Ghost of Tsushima before then. And that game was just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I'm
But
currently playing that now.
yeah, but I'll say again, if it weren't for the fact that, so if I had played this game before, this would have been my game of the year
Yeah,
by far. Because the
yeah,
graphics, like the whole like the combat, the stealth. I mean, this is on a PS4 console. I mean, you would have thought that this was I mean, you would have thought that this was on a high-end PC. No, this is on a PS4.
yeah. That's what I thought because like I played on a PS4 and I've got just a standard PS4 1 terabyte. Like I haven't got a Pro, and I was like blown away when I played it. Like I said about like the rucksack, the movement of it, like the visual effects, things like little things like when you play as Abby and you walk near like a
Oh,
ledge or something, and she visually gets scared and upset and starts like hyperventilating.
yeah,
And it's like, what the fuck's she doing? And you sort of
yeah.
zoom in and you just realize it's because she's got a fear of heights and you just moved her towards like a ledge. Like,
Yeah,
that's really cool. Very subtly done. It's really nice.
and if you're like on a and in, if like water's like and if like water is just like tipping on you like from above, the 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 actual player, I mean, the actual character reacts to it. How and if you like how and even if you as Abby or Joel, if you like just launch on the ground and you stand
Yeah.
up, you will physically see like dirt tossing out on their elbows. That's how much I love it. That's how much of a graphical like that's just how graphical this game is.
Yeah, so it's a graphical kind of masterpiece, isn't it? Like, you play it on a PS4, but you think you play it on a PS5.
Yeah, or
It's like that.
PC. Ah,
Yeah,
right.
or a high-end PC. Yeah, that's what
Oh
it
wait.
feels like.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. You don't know, do you?
Don't what?
Last of Us Part 2 had a PS5 upgrade update.
Yeah,
Now 60 frames per second.
yeah, I know.
And
Damn.
you sold it.
And I
You
sold it.
sold it.
This is like I'm not gonna go into it too much because I mentioned in a previous video, but like, I have a habit of selling games after I finish them, and then many months or maybe like a year or so later, like, regretting it. And I think it's because I'm always looking forward to the next game. So I'm like, well, I've just finished this game. It's been out like 2.5 weeks. If I sell it now, I get like all my money back, which is what I basically did, and then I use that money then to buy like the next game. So I think that's kind of like what my gaming history is like anyway. So that's why I've sold a lot of games down the years, because gaming is expensive, especially now.
Yeah, like
like
£70. Like £70 for a
oh,
PS5 game.
it's crazy. It's like I probably want to play like Far Cry 6 when that comes out eventually.
It is out.
Sorry, it is out. Sorry, yeah, but like, I probably want to play that. I'll probably pick up FIFA eventually because I want to play that on next gen. Guardians of the Galaxy's out like next week. I want to play that, but if I want to buy all these games, it's going to cost me like 200 quid. I can't afford that for a few
Yeah,
games.
like I know that some games are like 50 or even 40 quid. But the top, like the high end PS5 games are 70 quid.
Yeah,
Like that's not worth it.
I know that this is kind of why I got the disc edition as well. Because if I'd gone digital, like, you're locked into like the PlayStation Store, and everything is so expensive on the PlayStation Store. Like, I was curious of like ice hockey stuff the other day because me and Panda are thinking about going to watch an ice hockey game at some point, like on a date sort of thing. And I was looking at NHL 2022 because that came out recently on the PlayStation Store. It's like 80 quid.
Jesus.
It's like 80 quid on the PlayStation Store, and you'd be locked into that price if you
We're talking
bought World.
about like standard edition here, or
I think it was like the pre-order version or something. I think the standard is like 70, same as the rest, but then they had like an £80 version. I don't know what you get with that. Whether it's just like an additional
yeah,
2 teams or something. I don't know,
yeah.
but
That's why like the last time I bought a PS5 game was on my birthday, and I bought Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. You came, by the way.
oh yeah. Well, Ratchet and Clank I finished last week
I'm
because
still in the middle of playing it.
I don't actually own it. Lord Rex so kindly let me borrow it. So I've been playing it for like the last 2 weeks, and I think it was Saturday or Sunday I got the platinum. So I really enjoyed that. And then I've got the Pathless, which looks really fun. It doesn't look like it's a long game. It's like a story-driven kind of game. I got that for £10 off eBay because somebody was selling their copy on eBay, and I know when you can put like offers in on people. I was a bit cheeky and I put a low offer in, which they rejected. But then I negotiated and add like £1 to my original offer, and they accepted it. I offered like £9. They were like, no. I was like, how about 10? Oh, okay then. So I got the Pathless for £10, which I'm looking forward to playing. And I got Control Ultimate Edition on PS5, and I got that for
Oh
free.
yes,
I got it for free
that's a good game.
because
Especially on the PS5, that's a good game.
well, I wanted to play it on PS4. I'm glad I didn't know though, because I'm looking forward to stuff to play it on the PS5, because I'm a new person on the PS5 and I don't actually have that many games at the moment. And Control Ultimate Edition, it was £35 in game on PS5, but basically because I pre-ordered Tales of Arise for Panda for our anniversary, because I pre-ordered in store, they put me into like a lottery thing. And then I had an email come through a couple of weeks ago saying that I've successfully won the game lottery thing for the store that I pre-ordered the game in. So I had £50 in rewards points sent to my rewards card. So I was like, oh, cool, like a £50 to spend in store. So I decided to get that because obviously most PlayStation games, like you said, are 70 quid, so I'd have to pay money towards them anyway. but this was 35. I was like, oh, I want to play it anyway. It's on PS5. I can afford it, and I have points left over as well if I do go for it. That's what I did. So I've got that in my library to play as well. So yeah, and I got Miles Morales I still got to play. So plenty of games for me to
Yeah,
tie me over this side of Christmas. Definitely.
definitely. And yesterday I bought my new PC.
Nice. So you enjoying it?
Well, I haven't got it. Yeah, I bought it. It's not gonna be. Well, no, I bought it. It's not gonna. But it's not gonna be here in like 3 weeks.
Ah, well, something to look
Yeah.
forward to though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
What games are you going to play on the PC?
Well, I've already decided that the first game I'm gonna play is Red Dead 2. Like I'm gonna I'm gonna stop where I am. I'm gonna restart my entire save. I'm gonna start from scratch
You should stream it.
on PC.
Yeah, give it a go. You looking to get back into streaming?
Yeah, but I don't know how to do I don't know how to do it on PC.
Oh well, hit me up and I'll give you a hand. It's mainly to do with OBS and stuff, so I can probably help you do it. I helped Khan Tsunami. When he had his new PC last year, and he was literally like he bought like the parts individually and he's trying to like set it all up and build it. So we had him on Discord on his webcam, and he had his PC like in his living room, and he didn't know what to do. So me and Panda were helping him by telling him where to put what parts and how to sort of assemble it.
You don't remember, do you? I was there.
What's
I
that?
was there when it happened. I was there. I was in cars.
You were there.
Discord
That's
with
right.
you.
That's right. I think you were there for some of it, weren't you? We were there before that as well, trying to help him.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually he got the PC built and everything, and I think he had like one part which he didn't
Yeah, like one
know what to do.
part. Yeah,
Yeah, so
one
I think
part.
I think he had a friend to help him build it in the end. But he said to us after that he wants to stream, but he didn't know what to do. So I helped him with OBS and how to set it up and everything. So if you ever do want to stream on PC, let me know and I'll help you set it up.
Thank you. I will. Yeah.
No problem. So yeah, I think that's probably a video. So are we happy to end it here?
Yep, I am there.
Cool. I will link your Twitch in the description below, so anyone listening can go over and help you out and check your channel and watch your possible Red Dead 2 streams in the future.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I enjoyed that. That was good.